the referee this afternoon. He was the referee in Philadelphia in the Flyers-Islanders game yesterday. Gord Brosiker, Dan McCourt, the linesman. Rangers open up with Mark Jansen centering for Lindy Ruff on the left. Jan Eriksson on the right. Quick giveaway. Shanahan's shot was blocked by Hardy. Hardy and Patrick on defense for the Rangers. Daneyko and Driver. Turgeon, Sundstrom, and Shanahan for the Devils. Turgeon number 16, Patrick Sundstrom number 17, Brendan Shanahan number 11, Ken Daneyko number 3, Bruce Driver number 23. Shanahan checked by Hardy. Shanahan a couple of goals Saturday night in Toronto, giving him 20 on the season. Turgeon was tied up. Daneyko's shot wide. Good low hard shot, just missed the far post. Shanahan's pass is blocked. Jansen picks it up and dumps it out of the zone. Lindy Ruff picks it up. Daneyko is back. Ruff moving in by himself. Pass across is deflected, and Turgeon turns the other way.
And both those Shanahan goals in Toronto were scored on the power play as he got himself in good position for those plays.
Both teams changing, and the Rangers are offside on the play. Shanahan just missed tying the game Friday night when his last second shot hit the post. And he said, had he not been out of sync, had he not missed the previous 5 games with a suspension, he thinks he could have buried that shot.
And there was time remaining on the clock when he did hit the crossbar. 3 straight 1-goal games, and 4 of the last 5 have been 1-goal games for the Rangers. John Cunningham. And you know one thing about the Devils, Sam, when you look at their lineup, is they've been pretty much a healthy club all season long. Dudley had the problem with the back. He's back now. But essentially, when you compare injuries with this team to the rest of the teams in the division, they've been by far the healthiest.
Rangers control. It's Nichols with Millette and Wilson on the ice. Randy Moller paired with Brian Leetch. Nichols has it knocked down. The Devils countering with Rob Brook, number 10, David Maley, number 8, and Yanni Ojanen, number 22. Fetisov, number 2, and Kasatonov, number 7. Fetisov had it taken away by Millette. Comes down with Nichols, 2-on-1. Kasatonov back. Nichols shoots, saved by Burke. Nichols with the rebound. Centers in front. It deflects back to Leetch. Leetch with a long shot. Saved by Burke. Rebound is loose. Nichols gathers it in, and Burke smothers it.
Good goaltending by Sean Burke. The original shot, a bad angle shot, went off the shoulder of Burke, and then Leetch registered one, and Nichols had another one. 3 during this entire flurry, and Bernie Nichols was stopped twice. Nichols has been scoring mostly on the power play. Look at this high shot off the shoulder. The Rangers will control the puck as Leetch gets to it, as Nichols gets to it. And the Rangers continue to work. You see Millette holding his man up. There's the long shot. Now look at Nichols and Wilson standing there. Sean Burke providing a little magic early.
Meanwhile, Dave Maley and Troy Millette got involved. Maley being pulled away by the linesman, and a penalty called on David Maley. So the Rangers get an early power play as Maley lost his cool a little bit.
And by the way, that was Randy Moller's first shift after having problems with his shoulder. He's back and playing. And right, the power plays are something you have to have respect for here. Maley takes the penalty after the Rangers nearly scored. Troy Millette, the 19-year-old, gets the job done.
Maley for roughing it, 138. The Rangers, who had 2 power play goals against the Devils on Friday night, they were 2 for 6. They're 5 for 27 against the Devils this season. Rangers go on the power play, and it has been very effective with a power play goal in 13 of the last 14 games.
Now, the Devils' penalty killing was strong in Toronto. They had 2 breakaways with their penalty killing unit, yet they didn't score, but they were aggressive and were pretty good, Sam, so we could have an interesting matchup here. Nichols stays on the ice to play the point on the power play for the Rangers.
Nichols and Leetch, Kissio, Mullen and Ogrodnik up front. Kissio carrying the puck. Slowed down and gets into the zone. It's Patrick Sundstrom with John McLean, Fetisov and Kasatonov on the bench, and another penalty coming up on the Devils. Looks like Fetisov. Nichols with a shot saved by Burke. The whistle blows, and the Rangers will have a 2-man advantage early in the game. Just 27 seconds gone in the penalty to Maley, and Fetisov will go for high sticking.
Kelly Kissio draws the penalty, and Fetisov couldn't keep up with him, and you saw Fetisov's stick come across the face of Kissio. So the Rangers have a 2-man advantage.
Back to the live action. Rangers on a 5-on-3. Leetch to Mullen. Mullen across the line. Driver, Kasatonov, and Patrick Sundstrom on for the Devils. And as well as the Rangers' power play has been recently, 5-on-3, they haven't been good at all.
5 for the last 22. Well, 5 for 22 on the season.
Here's Nichols. Sets up Leach. Down low, Grodnik. Back to Leach. Moves in, feeds Nichols. Back to Leach. He shoots high. Got under it and hit the top of the glass. Moved into the crowd, put into the crowd by Kasatonov.
Not kidding, he got under it. That puck went straight up. The Rangers tried to set up for this shot from Leach, who was positioned straight out in front of Sean Burke. And Leach, he took the shot, and the puck may have rolled, but it went straight up, almost into the crowd. 5 for 22 the Rangers are on the season with two-man advantage. And in recent games, there's been long stretches of the two-man advantage where they haven't clicked. Still 46 seconds now remaining in Mailey's penalty.
No changes for the Rangers. Bob Brook has come on to take the face-off for the Devils. Ken Danico also on with Alexei Kasatonov. Kissio wins the draw back to Nichols. He's pressed by Brook. Kissio's got the puck along the boards with Grodnik set up in front. Leach. Down low. Mullen hits Cork with the shot. Mullen's got the puck. The net was lifted off the magnet.
Sam, it's a good play by Leach to put the puck down low because, excluding the goaltender, it's a 3-on-1.
Kissio against Patrick Sundstrom for the face-off. Kissio wins it again. He's done a good job. Leach feeds Nichols. Nichols shoots. Score! Bernie Nichols! It's a power play goal! And the Rangers lead 1-0 and still have a power play.
Well, the Rangers won the face-off. Kelly Kissio wins it clean from Sundstrom. Back it goes, and Nichols is already peeled off right here. Now he takes the pass and rifles it up top. He likes to go high with a shot. He is peeled off from the face-off circle, takes the pass, while backing up, still gets enough of the shot to beat Sean Burke, who partially stopped the puck but never got enough of it. Bernie Nichols has the big shot. He's not shy of using it, and the Rangers get the power play goal.
Rangers have 5 shots on goal, and Nichols has 4 of them. On the power play, Rangers still have a man advantage, 5-on-4. Here comes Nichols again, taken out by Danico with a hard hit. Along the boards, kept in by Turcotte. His pass blocked by McLean and knocked out by Sundstrom. So the Rangers lead 1-0 on Bernie Nichols' goal.
I would imagine Leach and Kissio get assists on it.
And you imagine correctly, at 3:10 the time of the goal, 35th goal of the season for Bernie Nichols. It gives him 16 points in 13 games as the New York Rangers. Down low, Nichols, he steps up, Dolan for the power play goal! It's 2-0 Rangers!
Caught here, Sam. 2 Rangers standing in front. And talk about quickness. Nichols sees Dolan, bang, bang. Here's where the play is made. At the blue line, the Devils lost the puck right there. And now the Rangers are able to take advantage as Turcotte got it down low. Bang, bang, a pass and a shot, and Dolan scores on the power play. Here you'll see the Rangers gain the zone. And here's where the mistake is made as the puck is not pushed out of the zone at all. Now Turcotte with a quick stick is able to keep it in the zone. There's the pass across, and it's a goal.
Ulf Dolan's 16th goal of the season, his 12th on the power play. A return to form for Ulf Dolan, and the Rangers really capitalized on that 5-on-3. That shot by McLean was blocked. Mailey centering. And out come the Rangers. Grodnik with the puck. Grodnik has it taken away by Eric Weinrich, number 5, broken up by the other 5, Norman Rochefort, and the Devils are offside. 15:36 to go in the first period. The Rangers have capitalized on the power play and lead 2-0. Oh, they're having a good time, dressed in their Ranger jerseys and the cap. Dolan, his 16th from Nichols and Turcotte at 3:53. 2 goals in 43 seconds for the Rangers. This time they do capitalize on the 5-on-3 and on the 5-on-4, and they lead 2-0 early in this game. Bernie Nichols with a goal and an assist. And boy, has he brought this power play to life for the Rangers.
Four straight power play goals in 2 games. They're not 4 straight, but 4 power play goals of the last 4 goals the Rangers have scored against New Jersey.
Bernie Nichols with 17 points as a New York Ranger in this, his 13th game. 8 goals for Bernie Nichols, and 7 of those on the power play. Yanni Ojanen for Bob Brook. Centers for Maley. Hardy breaks it up. Down comes Danico to keep it in. Maley centers in front. Patrick able to break it up. Rangers clear the zone. No, Danico denied it. Good play by Danico at the line. Patrick tried the other side. Took a hit from Maley. Patrick. Drivers in the corner with Maley against Dahlin and Patrick. Ojanen is there. And the whistle stops play.
The Rangers have outshot New Jersey primarily because of the power play. 6-1 here in the first period. New Jersey has outshot New York 55-37 in the first period this season. Going into today's action, as you look at Maley, who's had problems with a right knee, and getting Maley and Shanahan back into the lineup, the Devils are hoping will add some aggressiveness to their team. Ken Danico, you're looking at on the bench, sitting there, number 3, is been an aggressive player all season long, but the Devils feel as a team they could use more aggressiveness. Getting Shanahan and Maley back, they hope will add to that area.
See the shots on goal. Of course, as John mentioned, the power play. Important there as the Rangers getting the 2-man advantage and capitalizing on the penalties by Maley and Fetisov. Greshner and Rochefort on now for the Rangers with Ruff, Janssens, and Erickson. The Devils, Patrick Sundstrom, Brendan Shanahan, number 11, and Sylvain Turgeon. Pass ahead, knocked out by Ruff. Janssens going for it. Pass deflected off Kasatonov, number 7. Erickson with a check along the boards. Ruff pushing it ahead. Kasatonov, rather, Fetisov takes it. Tied up, taken away by Erickson. Erickson centers off the stick of Burke. And the Devils come out. Shanahan with Turgeon left. Kasatonov down the middle. Broken up by Leach, picked up by Turgeon. His shot hit Randy Moeller. Plays it off the boards to Shanahan. His shot deflected off Leach. Turgeon plays it down the boards. Sundstrom back to Turgeon. Save made! Or did it hit the post? I think Van Beesbrook got it.
2 Rangers went after the 1 man, on which I think was Sundstrom. The puck was then quickly passed to the open man, which was Turgeon, and that was a pretty good shot.
That shot by Troy Crowder goes wide. Crowder, number 25, on the ice for the first time of the game. Kept in by Weinrich. Crowder's tied up in front. Crowder lost his stick. Nichols hit hard by Podubny. And Patrick carries the puck. Gets it back from Carey Wilson. Double teamed by Weinrich and Driver. Burke plays it around the boards. Cleared out by Troy Crowder. Patrick back for it. Hardy moves it out of the zone. And Carey Wilson has it. Wilson on with Millette and Nichols. Lead for Nichols. He shoots wide.
He got hit by Driver after the shot. Nichols loves that top side, doesn't he? He went high again with his shot.
Loves those angle shots from the circle. Nichols trying to get free. Driver holding on. Van Roy. Nichols centers. And a penalty called as Crowder took down Millette. Rangers will get a power play. They regroup in center, getting an extra skater on. Wilson still with a puck.
That was great work by Bernie Nichols, who was knocked down after the shot, yet got up and continued to work, and then fought his way with the puck away from Driver, and then Crowder had to take the penalty.
Troy Crowder goes off for tripping at 7:48, third Rangers power play.
There's Crowder picking up his man Millette, and he has the stick to his legs, and the puck will come across from Nichols, and Millette draws the penalty to Crowder. Crowder's first shift, and towards the end of the shift, he took the penalty. But that whole thing was set up by Nichols' work along the boards.
Rangers another power play chance. Nichols and Leach play the points. Kissio, Mullen, and Ogrodnik up front. Devils counter with John McClain, Patrick Sundstrom, Alexei Kasatonov, and Slava Fetisov. Along the boards, Ogrodnik. Mullen set up in the slot. Kissio has the puck. Try to get it through to Mullen. It was blocked by Fetisov. Another pass blocked. Stopped by Leach. Kissio down low to Ogrodnik. Picked up by Fetisov. Leach turns, long shot. It's a pass. Mullen's shot is stopped by Burke. Leach was winding up. Looked like he was going to shoot. Went with a pass to Mullen instead. Sundstrom carrying all the way in. Centers and score. John McClain with a short-handed goal. A big one for the Devils.
The Devils used the unit of McClain and Sundstrom to kill penalties. McClain and Sundstrom are fine defensive players. They're also two of the better offensive players for the Devils. Kasatonov worked the puck out of the zone, and now Sundstrom goes to work, trying to keep ahead of Ogrodnik, which he does. Now in behind, crisscrossing, Nichols lets McClain go. And there's the pass across, and McClain scores in the backhand. There was a crossing pattern where Nichols was with McClain. He let him go, thinking Ogrodnik was going to get him. Ogrodnik didn't. Ogrodnik thought Nichols was going to stay with him. In any event, McClain got open, and he scored.
A big goal for the Devils. Ninth shorthanded goal scored by the Devils this season. 1 minute to go on the power play. Patrick and Hardy, Wilson, Dahlin, and Turcotte on now for the Rangers. Danico and Driver, Brooke, and Brown on for the Devils. Driver moves it along. Brown tries to clear it and does. Brooke goes for it. Patrick there to take it back. Now it's Ulf Dahlin. Dahlin still with it. Drops it off to Wilson. Plays it down the boards to Dahlin. Checked by Driver. Wilson moves in to help out. Tries to get it back, but it's cleared out. Good play by Brooke to Brown. That's Brown circled. 25 seconds to go on the Rangers power play. 10:35 to go in the first period. 2-1 Rangers. Kasatonov moves in with the puck. Knocked away by Leach.
Devils don't look to fire the puck down the ice and kill penalties. They look to make the extra pass and maybe try and get some offense.
Nice outlet. Dahlin goes in. Kasatonov breaks up the play. Mark Johnson is on. Kasatonov with a hit on Dahlin. The pass intercepted by Muller, and he clears. Power play is over. Troy Crowder back on. Teams at full strength. 2-1 Rangers. Devils coming up with a shorthanded goal. We're at the midway point of the first period. Here come the Devils. Mark Johnson, number 12, moving in. Drops it off, and it's taken away by Leach. Turning the other way, 4-on-3. Leach brings it across. Looking to make a pass. He's slowed down by Fetisov. Jan Eriksson out of the corner. Moves it behind the net for Jansen. Jansen's tied up by Fetisov. Weinrich moves in, and the puck is frozen. 9:44 to go. First period. Rangers 2, and the Devils 1. 31st goal for John McClain. Sundstrom and Kasatonov the assists at 8:35. A shorthanded goal. McClain's third shorthanded goal of the season. Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Anheuser-Busch. Brendan Shanahan carrying. Rochefort with a bump on Shanahan. The Devils are offside on the play. Devils only 2 shots on goal. You look at Brendan Shanahan, who took a 5-game suspension in a high-sticking incident involving Michel Petit in Quebec.
First game back was against the Rangers on Friday night. A lot of the Devil people talk about how he may be the most creative face-off man that the Devils have, even though he's playing the wing. It doesn't take a lot of draws. I feel that he will get even stronger as he gets older. Try a lot of different things when the puck is dropped on the face-off. He's an interesting player who's maturing, has a bright future with the Devils.
It's steadily improving. Big, strong winger. Sundstrom, Turgeon, and Shanahan on for the Devils.
This has been the line that Roger Nielsen wants to put his checking line against in this period. This is the second time they've been out there against this line as a unit.
Weinrich and Albeline on defense. Turgeon leading Albeline. Toward the net. Gloved by Van Beesbrook, and he holds it. And a little collision. Jansen's taking Sundstrom in.
Penalty coming up, Sam, as the referee, Maruelli, has his arm up. As Van Beesbrook grabbed the puck, Maruelli had his arm up. And there will be a penalty upcoming. I think it will be a holding call, yes, to Jan Eriksson, who knocked down the Devil player just to Van Beesbrook's left side as Van Beesbrook made the save.
Eriksson called for holding at 10:45. Devils' first power play of the game. They were 2 for 10 in Toronto on Saturday night, and they are 5 for 19 against the Rangers thus far this season.
And as we mentioned, Shanahan had both those power play goals in Toronto.
Patrick hit the back of the net and fell down. Driver, Sundstrom, McClain, Muller, and Weinrich. And Muller was knocked into the net and lifted the net off the magnets.
And the faceoff will move to the neutral zone, outside of the Rangers zone because of it. There's a good look at Weinrich, who many have said was the best defenseman in the minors. They say that Weinrich had the best pro prospect, or the pro possibilities of playing in the National Hockey League.
Just has the numbers game against him.
They got
so many
9
defensemen here.
9 defense. Imagine being the coach, going to Toronto and having 6 healthy players to have to scratch. That makes it tough.
And they've scratched Ruotsalainen, Wolanin, and Belichick.
Right. Who was a good player, I think.
Defensively, certainly has been solid.
Oh, absolutely. Wolanin's a kid that the more he doesn't play, the more you wonder what you can get if you have to trade him.
Weinrich, number 5, looking to provide some offense from the point. Sundstrom goes back to Weinrich. Sundstrom looking. Down low, it's Muller, centering all the way through. Rangers have Kissio and Mullen, Patrick and Hardy. Driver with the puck. Now it's Weinrich moving it to Sundstrom. McLean set up side of the net. Patrick checking him. McLean has the puck.
Well, this is one power play that doesn't stand still, Sam. They move. All 5 bodies for the other team on the power play are moving around and moving around a lot, not standing still.
That's why you wonder why it's not more successful than it's been. Sundstrom. Muller. Pass blocked by Hardy. Muller has it back. Goes back to Driver. Now McLean. 50 seconds in the power play. Save Van Beesbrook on the shot by McLean. Rangers will get it clear.
I think John McLean, who leads the team in shot, finally said it's time we took a shot here. And he just tried one, even though it was a bad angle. Van Beesbrook made it look easy. The Rangers never allowed a clean shot from in front during that flurry.
Former Ranger Walt Poddubny carrying. Now it's Maley going in. He's slowed down by Rochefort. It was Muller, excuse me. Shanahan scores! Brendan Shanahan with another power play goal, and the game is tied.
Damn, it was Poddubny's nice little move in the neutral zone that allowed the Devils to get into the offensive zone. And in turn, Shanahan was on the far side of the ice and was a late man moving down. Here you see Poddubny carry the puck from one blue line into the other zone. There's a good little move through the middle and moved it across, allowing the Devils inside the zone. Now watch Muller, and here will take the puck and move it to the trailer, who's moving in now. That's Shanahan. It's 1-on-1 with Van Beesbrook, and he beat Van Beesbrook. And we've got a specialty team period here as the score is now tied at 2.
6th power play goal of the season for Brendan Shanahan, number 21 overall. Rangers getting 2 goals on the power play. The Devils now a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. Neither team has scored an even strength goal in their last 2 meetings, including this one and the game on Friday night. Out in front, Troy Crowder, the shot's deflected, loose and cleared aside by Wilson. Nichols picks it up and comes out. Maley chasing him. Nichols tied up by Crowder, gets it to Rochefort. Now Grechner. Broken up and intercepted by Brook. Back the other way, Maley drops it off. Kasetanov's shot is knocked aside by Van Beesbrook. Crowder tried to center, it's blocked. Nichols has the puck. Shanahan is 21st from Muller and Poddubny at 12:20, tying the game at 2-2. Bob Brook moves in. His quick shot used Nichols for a screen. Nichols has the puck. Crowder comes over to him. Here's Millette. Millette sending it in. Burke able to stop it for Fetisov. Gave it away to Turcotte off his stick. And Brook clears the zone, taken back momentarily. And Leach regains control. Crowder is there.
I don't think Crowder will throw too many body checks in this game unless the pace slows, because he's not a quick skater. You can see how he's having trouble staying up with the play.
Chris King taking the lead pass. Soft shot gloved by Burke. Driver moves it quickly around the boards. Moeller stops it off the skate of Turcotte, and the Devils come out. Maley moving down. Maley taken out nicely by Moeller's check. Turcotte has the puck. Poddubny and McLean double team Turcotte. Puck comes out in front. Moeller got away with one as he took down Kirk Muller. King was almost tripped up by Driver, and Muller has the puck. 5:45 to go in the first period. 2-2 the score.
Okay, the Devils are moving pretty well here. They've had puck control the last 3 or 4 minutes.
The Poddubny shot stopped. Van Beesbrook clears the zone. It's off the glove of Danico. And Shanahan is back to play it. Each team with 8 shots on goal. Game tied 2-2. McLean moving in. Hardy moves over. The back pass intercepted by Erickson. Tried to lead Jansen. Albaline gets over.
Remember, the shots were 6-1 at one point in favor of the Rangers. They're now 8-8.
Jansen tries to center his block. Hardy tries to keep it in and does. Erickson down the boards past Jansen. And Burke stops it for Albaline. Weinrich able to work it out of the zone off the stick of Ruff. Turgeon passes for Sundstrom. Leaves it for Shanahan and heads for the net. Turgeon is in. Pass blocked by Patrick. Try to get it through to Patrick Sundstrom. Shanahan. Van Beesbrook got a stick on it. Then Patrick on Shanahan now. Back behind the net. Turgeon against Jansen. Good movement by the Devils. Set up for Weinrich. 6 save Van Beesbrook. Had Weinrich gotten better wood on that shot, he would have beaten Van Beesbrook. Here comes Shanahan. Save made.
The Devils are buzzing. You can sense it. They're rolling. They're controlling the center ice back to their zone. They've got the better flow to the game right now. They've got the better legs going.
Rangers called for icing, and play stops with 4:25 to go in the first period. Tied 2-2. Loose puck picked up by Brook. Save Van Beesbrook. Rochefort has the puck. The Devils continue to apply the pressure. They're skating well after the Rangers got the jump with the 2 power play goals.
The Rangers need to apply some forechecking, Sam, to stop the Devils moving out of their zone as a unit, and they're gaining the neutral zone in such full speed. It's putting pressure on the Rangers in their zone.
3:20 to go in the first period. 2-2 the score as Mullen sends it in. Bounces off the end boards. Danico picks it up. And Danico starts it out to Doug Brown. Brown against Leach. A quick shot glove by Van Beesbrook. Plays it to the boards. Danico tries to stop it but couldn't. And Bruce Driver recovers in center. Up the middle, off the stick of Brown. Blocked by Leach. Danico tries again. Brown plays it off the boards. Doug Brown bumps with Brian Leach. Kirk Muller moves in. Brown checked by Leach. Nichols takes the puck. Muller almost lost it in front to Muller. Muller's got the puck. Centers for Johnson. The shot wide. Leach has got it. Moves it quickly around the boards and out of the zone. Leach picks it up and starts to move toward the Devil zone. Leach moves in, tries to split the defense, and Danico takes him out with a hard hip check. Strong play by Ken Danico in his own zone.
I think Danico's had a strong season for the Devils. He emerged in that playoff. The Devils took a run to trying to get to the Stanley Cup, and I think he's been a real solid player since.
Nichols was tied up by McLean. McLean has the puck, but the Devils are offside. 2:05 to go in the first period, and the Devils have outshot the Rangers 11-2 over the last 10 minutes. To the score with 2 minutes remaining in the first period. And actually, the Devils have outshot the Rangers 11-2 over the last 14 minutes of play here. Tommy Albaline carrying. Drops him in the Rangers zone, and James Patrick takes it. Forechecking is Patrick Sundstrom. The lead is for Jansen, and Albaline takes it back for the Devils. Devils winless in their last 4, and only 1 win in their last 10. They've gone from 3 games over 500 to 2 games under. Here's Jansen's moving in, but left the puck behind him. And the Devils turn the other way and have a 2-on-1. McLean and Shanahan against Brexner. Save Van Beesbrook as he stops McLean.
Well, the Rangers put themselves offside, then they all quit and waited for the whistle to sound. It didn't sound. The Devils took advantage of it, and Van Beesbrook was forced to make a pretty good save on a 2-on-1.
Shanahan slowed down by Jansen. Rochefort takes the puck. Rangers have not used the body all that much in this first period.
Really rough and thrown the only body check in the last few minutes.
Mullen lost it to Fetisov. Less than a minute to go in the first period. Stolen. That shot saved Burke. Rebound, another save by Burke.
Boy, Fetisov has been awful giving the puck away in his own zone, and that time Sean Burke bailed him right out with 2 great saves.
He stopped Ogrodnik and then Mullen.
Fetisov is just making the cross-ice passes, and he's putting them right on the Ranger jersey sticks. Turcotte earlier, that time a play where the Rangers had a couple of shots.
There's Ogrodnik. Sending it in. 25 seconds remaining in this first period. John Ogrodnik will be Bruce Beck's guest following the first period. Long shot by Moeller, just tipped wide. Leach keeping it in. Devils try to break out, and they do. One man back is Moeller, but the pass intended for Mailey misconnected.
Tim, see how you start to see now 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s develop? You can tell the Devils have the skating legs going here better than the Rangers. Their quickness is showing, and they're getting chances because of it.
Rangers may be a little sluggish from all the... And we start the second period with Mark Jansen at center for the Rangers. Lindy Ruff on the left. Jan Eriksson on the right. James Patrick and Mark Hardy on defense. Eriksson works out of the corner. Set up for Ruff. He shot it wide. Ruff behind the net. Comes out in front. He turns and shoots. Hits the side of the net. Eriksson tied up by Driver. Sundstrom against Jansen. Danico with the hit against Lindy Ruff. Loose stick behind the goal line. That's Lindy Ruff's stick. Jansen tied up. Patrick Sundstrom gets to the puck. Sundstrom with Turgeon and Shanahan, Danico and Driver. Danico drops it off for Shanahan, and offside is called.
A good first shift here to start the second period by the Rangers checking line, and Lindy Ruff had a couple of chances.
The first period scoring summary is brought to you by TWA. Find out how good we really are. Nichols a power play goal on a 5-on-3. Dahlen a power play goal on a 5-on-4. Nichols one of the assists. McLean a shorthanded goal at 8:35. Shanahan the power play goal at 12:20. Shots on goal, Devils 13, Rangers 10. The 2 points for Bernie Nichols in the first period, now giving him 92 on the season, and he is in sole possession of 5th place in the league, trailing Mark Bessier and Steve Yzerman for 3rd place. They're tied at 98 points.
Not bad company.
Looking for another 100-point season. Kasatonov shooting way wide. Around the boards, Fetisov couldn't keep it in. Lost it to Millette.
You think of the power play goals here so far this afternoon. Last night, Boston was 5 for 6 on the power play in Vancouver.
Troy Crowder. Sorry, John. And the Bruins went on to win that game.
They played well.
Millette moving across with Wilson, drops it off, and it's cleared out of the zone. Recovered by Wilson, and he finds Leach. Burke. Loose puck. Once again, careless play by Fetisov. A penalty called. In front, Bob Brook will go off. Once again, Fetisov loses the puck.
He loses the puck here, and if it wasn't for Brook hooking away at Kerry Wilson, the Rangers may have had a scoring chance. Brook was forced to take the penalty because of Fetisov losing control of the puck.
Brook for hooking at 1:20. Rangers 2 for 3 on the power play. Patrick toward the net. Goes into the corner. It's Patrick and Leach at the points. Ogrodnik, Kissio, and Mullen up front. McLean, Sundstrom, Fetisov, and Kasatonov for the Devils. Fetisov not having a good game, and the Rangers have to take advantage of that because he's on the ice a lot.
Yeah, but he's one of the few Devils that haven't played well. At this point, their team has worked hard. They had a strong last 15 minutes of that first period.
Kissio against Fetisov. Tries to get it to Mullen, but Kasatonov moves it. Leach pinches down the boards. The Devils able to clear the zone. Patrick intercepts.
A lot of times, European defensemen don't like to use the boards to usher the puck out of the zone.
Puck bounced just past Brian Mullen. McLean able to pick it up and clear it.
So you'll see a person like Fetisov continually try and make the pass instead of sometimes just getting rid of the puck.
Wilson drops it off for Mullen. Mullen moves it back up to Leach. But Leach lost control. McLean forcing him back. And Bernie Nichols on now to take the puck. Nichols and Leach at points. Wilson, Ogrodnik, and Turcotte up front. Leach with the puck, controlling it. Turcotte sets up down low. Pass in the slot. Knocked aside. Wilson goes back to Leach. Leach looking. Feed across to Nichols. Fakes the shot. Pass to Turcotte. Quick shot went wide. Nichols to Leach. And now to Turcotte again. Rangers moving well. The puck taken away by Driver and clears the zone. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Brown moving in with Mark Johnson. The shot saved Van Beesbrook and holds it for a whistle.
The last time Van Beesbrook played 2 in a row was the 2-2 tie with St. Louis, and then the win in Boston back on January 31st and February 3rd.
Muller was taken down by Moeller. And out comes Carey Wilson, sliding it across to Randy Moeller. Drives it in. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Nichols goes for the puck, but it's cleared out. Moeller is there. Good penalty killing here by the Devils. Last 2 have been very good. Scored a shorthanded goal, and they killed this one off without a shot on goal by the Rangers. Team's back at full strength. 3.5 minutes gone by second period. 2-2 the score. Wilson gave it up to Danico. Moeller takes it back, slides it down low, and Danico intercepts. 3-on-2 through the neutral zone. Bob Brook across with the puck. His pass blocked by Moeller. Turcotte back to recover. Here comes Bernie Nichols. Now Carey Wilson. Wilson pass across to Hardy for the shot wide. Bounces in front, knocked aside by Burke. Muller gets it.
Smart play by Hardy to join the play, and he surprised Kirk Muller. Muller didn't pick him up until it was too late, but Hardy missed the net with his shot.
Danico knocked down by Moeller. Kirk Muller slides it across, and the shot blocked. Podubny plays it behind the net to Muller. Gets it back. Podubny pass in front for McLean, but he was tied up by Moeller. That shot is a save, and a pass across by Muller behind Podubny. Van Beesbrook a good save on Kirk Muller. Muller hit by Moeller. Moeller slashed at by McLean. The puck up the boards, kept in by Albeline. Deflects in front. Rochefort there to intercept it.
McLean is one player who should be more rested than most of the other forwards for the Devils, because he spent 20 minutes in the penalty box Saturday night in that game in Toronto, so did not get his normal amount of ice time, and he showed some good forward checking on that shift.
Rangers called for icing. Van Beesbrook was the first star on Friday night, and he's playing well again today.
You'll see Shanahan get the shot right here as he reaches back. Now watch here. Patrick Sundstrom comes in, tried to flip it up over top of Van Beesbrook, who somehow waved at the puck and knocked it out of the air. Mullen then with a good job pinning Shanahan.
Rangers come out with a puck. John Ogrodnik with it, tries to split the defense. Danico rides him out of the play.
The line for the Rangers now that has to go at even strength, Dan. The Kissio Mullen Ogrodnik line, who has played well for the Rangers this season. They need to get the offense going.
Mullen was tripped up in center ice, nothing called, but the Devils are offside across the line. Exactly 3 minutes to go in the second period.
This is a 2-2 game here, as you mentioned. 3 minutes remaining in the second. One more period, and then the Rangers have to go on the road for 2. They're going to Detroit, where Steve Yzerman has been on fire. The Wings are playing better. And then they have to go into Washington in what is a key divisional game. The Rangers have 4 games remaining with Washington. So what I'm saying is the Rangers have a very important 3 minutes left here in the second, and very important third period coming up.
James Patrick makes his way to center. Mullen double teamed, and Danico gets to it. Off the corner boards, cleared aside by Van Beesbrook. Mullen tried to chop it out of the zone. He did. Picked up by Kissio. Hardy coming forward. Hardy fakes the shot. Moves by Danico. Pulled down. Muller moves it to Danico. Play continues on. The Devils move. McLean moving in with Podubny. Shot by McLean off the glove of Van Beesbrook. Rangers able to come out with a puck. John Ogrodnik. Pass deflected across. Danico tries to break it up. Mullen picks it up. Mullen to Ogrodnik off his stick, just a little behind him. Devils the other way. Podubny to McLean. Joined by Muller. 3-on-2 across the line. Into the middle for Albeline, and they missed. Wasted a 3-on-2 effort. Actually a 4-on-2. Mullen to the puck with 2 minutes to go. Second period. 2-2 the score. Kissio drops it in the Devil zone. Tommy Albeline back for it. And now it's Eric Weinrich. Sent by Wilson. Albeline. And Beesbrook reaches out to stop the puck and fires it down the ice. Race for the puck. This will be an icing. No. Played by Sean Burke at the side of the net. Minute and a half to go in the second. Lead for Weinrich. Tips it out of the zone. Rangers only 2 shots here in the second period. Millette leads Nichols. He's in. Shot it wide. Big chance. Nichols again shooting high and shooting wide. Leach moves in. Leach backhander high and wide. Bounces to the back of the net. Leach works it out in front. And without his stick is Dave Maley. He's able to kick it free, and the Devils 2-on-1. Brown to Weinrich. Weinrich the shot blocked by Millette. Less than a minute to go in the second period. Brown tries to center, and it's blocked by Leach.
See who that was back for the Rangers? That was Millette. He did a fine job to deflect the shot wide. Millette picking up and reading 2 Rangers defensemen were trapped on the play. He was the third man back and did a good job of it.
Worked out of the zone. Burke moves it up ahead. Finds Brook. Brook with a sharp pass on the stick of McLean. McLean trying to turn and set up a play. It's intercepted by Patrick. 25 seconds to go in the second period. 2-2 to score. Fetisov finds Shanahan, but Erickson breaks it up. King moves in. King looking, shooting, wide.
Then his last 3 minutes has been good action going both ways. And the Rangers picking up their pace as a team here. You can see all of a sudden it's just picking right up.
King tries again. His shot deflected by Fetisov. Turcotte gets free. Takes it away from Sundstrom. And the period ends. Rangers getting only 2 shots on goal. They'll get together. Sundstrom and Turcotte.
No, King was in there, and he bumped with Fetisov. Immediately, in came Patrick Sundstrom. And Sundstrom, I think, had his helmet knocked right off by King. Fetisov was standing there. King came up, gave him a little push, and then Sundstrom came into King with his stick up high, and everybody got pushing and shoving after, so I'm sure there will be penalty minutes handed out here.
And McLean paired up with Rochefort.
He's trying to get a Turcotte, I believe. You see Sundstrom there without the helmet. He had the helmet knocked right off.
And things start to settle down. Shanahan has a few words for Turcotte.
The Devils and the linesman trying to separate everyone. Now Gord Brosiker has Shanahan and ushers him all the way back toward the Devils zone. Everything looks peaceful now, and Marawelli will go to work to hand out some penalty minutes.
End of 2. No scoring in that second period. Rangers only 2 shots on goal, and one of them questionable, John. John Van Beesbrook, 19 saves. Sean Burke with 12. No goals at even strength in this game. Devils a shorthanded goal by John McLean and a power play goal by Brendan Shanahan. Rangers with power play goals by Bernie Nichols and Ulf Gollum.
And in New Jersey on Friday night, 3 power play goals. So we haven't seen one. And we're going into our 6th period here.
Kissio, Ogrodnik, and Mullen open up for the Rangers here in the third with Patrick and Hardy. Muller, McLean, and Podubny for the Devils with Danico and Driver. Mullen plays it in. And Burke stops the puck for Ken Danico. Around the boards. Blocked. Danico stopped by Ogrodnik. Kissio moves in. Ogrodnik tied up. And Burke freezes it at the side of the net.
Sam, another game where the goaltenders for the Rangers, whoever's playing, have the pressure on them of not allowing a bad goal because the games are so close. And the same with the Devils. They haven't been scoring very much either. And the heat is really on. You let a bad goal in, and it could cost 2 points. It's that simple.
Frank Brown of the Daily News used to keep a statistic called crunch time for the goaltenders. And boy, there are a lot of numbers for the Rangers.
Frank used to cover the Rangers. We'd hear from him and talk to him, and he'd talk to us a lot about. Now he covers the Devils. We never hear anything.
Never
from
get
him.
a call, Frank.
Yeah.
Come on.
Polio the fingers there. Hey, won't dial the phone.
Forgot his buddy. Kissio wins the face-off to Patrick. Patrick has it knocked aside by Podubny. Hardy moving back behind the net. John McLean forechecking for the Devils. Hardy off the boards for Kissio. Taken back by Muller. Here's McLean at the line. Stopped by Hardy, and the Devils are offside.
The game, too, where you look at your players that do well in Patrick Division games. Ogrodnik has scored well for the Rangers, as has Muller, who continues to play well season after season within the Patrick Division. James Patrick has been paired with his regular mate during this game, and that is Mark Hardy. The Rangers getting people back healthy. They're able to match up their defensemen the way they want them, and that is to have Moeller with Leach, Patrick with Hardy, and Greshner with Rochefort.
Injury slowed down James Patrick, and you saw the numbers there.
The Rangers collectively have only had one goal from their defensemen in the last 11 games.
And the other thing, too, is with the acquisition of Bernie Nichols, James Patrick not seeing as much power play time as he used to. Puck played up into the stands by the Devils. Starting play this afternoon, the Islanders in first place in the Patrick division with 62 points, but having lost 3 games in a row, they now have a game in hand. Rather, the Rangers have a game in hand on the Islanders. They're 2 points behind. Pittsburgh 59 points with 60 games, and the Devils 57 points in 59 games. Washington 56 and Philadelphia 56. Washington 60 games and Philadelphia 61 games. Moeller playing it in. Heading into the final stretch, the final quarter of the season. Fetisov carrying. Puts it in front, blocked by Moeller.
Oh, Fetisov got railroaded by Millette after he made that pass. He now heads back towards the Devils bench. He got hammered.
Here comes Leach on the carry. Leach going all the way. The shot stopped by Burke and batted into the corner by Danico. Played by Kerry Wilson. Back to Randy Moeller. Toward the net, it's deflected high over the top. Into the corner. Bernie Nichols dropping it off, but Danico takes it.
Fetisov got back to the bench, Sam, and he sat down in a chair immediately, put his head down. I'm telling you, he got hammered. And he wasn't quite sure what he was doing. He made his way back to the bench, and you can see him. He was trying to get wind back as he sits on the bench. He made the pass across as he led the rush up the ice, and Millette said, hello. This is the 409 coming in. Look at Millette move across. Oh, I'm telling you, that's a big-time check. Fetisov had bent down. Millette had his elbows out. And talk about a body check. That was a hammering right there.
I think it could have been an elbow.
Oh, the elbows were up. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you can see where Fetisov got it just below the chin, up high on the chest, as he motions to that area.
Millette has a tendency to leave his feet with some of those checks, and he'll get called on that by the official.
That was one that could have been called. That's a big-time hammering. It'd be interesting to see how Fetisov comes back from a body check like that. That rattled the body.
Greshner spun around by Maley. Puck centered all the way through. Kissio tries to work it out of the zone and does. Beesbrook stops it. Back comes Rochefort to take it with Kirk Muller forechecking. Rochefort to Ogrodnik. Leads to Kissio a little too far, and Danico has it. Bruce Driver. Pass blocked, picked up by Kirk Muller. John McClain across the line. His pass deflected across, and Hardy takes it. Now Patrick moving out. Lead for Kissio. Onside. He moves in and shoots. He scores! Kelly Kissio puts the Rangers back in the lead. 3-2.
Bruce Driver fell down towards the front of the Devils bench. You see Driver backing up. Kissio goes in behind him, and Driver falls. Kissio just moves in, takes a real good look, and he beats Sean Burke from what should have been a stoppable shot. The Rangers move the puck out of their zone nicely here. It starts with Hardy. Now you see Kissio, he'll dart in behind Driver right here. Patrick leads him with a pass beautifully, and it's a wide angle, and Sean Burke starts dropping, and it gets beat through the leg, and the Rangers take the lead. Great pass work out of the zone by the Rangers defensemen, Hardy and Patrick.
Kelly Kissio, night in and night out, continues to perform at top level. Lead for Doug Brown, checked by Patrick. Behind the net, Mark Johnson comes out, trying to stuff it, saved by Van Beesbrook. Brown with the puck, rather Shanahan's got it now. Try to put it in front, it was knocked aside. King able to clear the zone.
It's always interesting to see how teams react after allowing a goal, an important goal, to see how both teams react.
Turcotte moving in, his shot tipped wide. Knocked into the corner by Burke. Loose puck, they battle in the corner. Dahlin looking for it. A bump by Doug Brown. They work in the corner, the puck's still alive. Poked free by the Devils. Leach trying to keep it in the zone. Offside Rangers. Off back for the puck. Lindy Ruff chasing him. 3-2. Rangers leading it. They've never trailed in this game. Led 2-0 at one point. McLean's shot was blocked. Erickson moves it out to center ice. And Fetisov has it back. Kissio with his 12th from Patrick and Hardy at 2:48, giving the Rangers the 3-2 lead. Kissio with 18 points in his last 16 games. 6 goals and 12 assists.
He's almost, it seems like he has flourished since Nichols became part of the Rangers.
Muller moving in against Greshner. Makes the pass to McLean. The shot deflected by Jansen. Muller tied up with Greshner off the stick of Van Beesbrook. Erickson left it there. Kept in by the Devils. Ruff able to clear the zone. And Gustafsson has it back. Gustafsson stopped by Ruff. And Rochefort clearing the zone. Muller denied entrance into the Rangers zone. Greshner has the puck. The lead is for Carey Wilson. Wilson slides it across. Nichols backhander is stopped by Burke. Gustafsson moves it around the boards. Ruff doesn't see it and goes to the bench. Rangers changing, and Hardy has it.
The Rangers neutral zone play much sharper than what it was for the first half of the game.
In front, Wilson, 6 save by Burke. As the puck deflected across the net, lifted off the Mackett, play stops. Devils out shooting the Rangers. Rangers leading 3-2. Rangers kept in by Hardy.
Sam Rangers about shot New Jersey 4-1 here in the third period.
Danico with Millette on him. Good check by Millette. Driver able to move the puck. Devils out. Maley's pass deflects across. Crowder going for it. Hardy is there. Crowder centers. Nichols coming back to take it. Maley plays it down the boards. Crowder and Hardy go for it. Millette moves in. 6 players along the near boards. And the whistle stops play. Maley and Hardy do some pushing and shoving. Millette and Crowder. Danico gets his 2 cents in. Couple of punches. 1 each from Millette and Danico. That should earn them roughing heavily.
Well, Millette's been opposite Crowder a number of times when they've been on the ice. When Crowder's been on the ice, even though it hasn't been that many times. But remember, it was Millette that flattened Fetisov. So the Devils could have short tempers right now, and they should be careful. It's a 1-goal game.
No harm, no foul. Millette threw 1, Danico threw 1, and Maroueli said, nah, no problem. Troy Millette. Boy, he holds a lot of promise, John. Watching him develop this season, I'm really amazed at how he's been able to perform at a high level, never in awe of anyone, and he stood up physically around the league.
He said when he was younger, as a kid, when Edmonton was winning all those Stanley Cups, he used to watch them all the time, and he loved watching Gretzky and all the other players. But then he started playing more hockey himself and quit watching the National Hockey League on television. So I don't know if he knows who half of these players are. He just goes out, loves to hit and loves to bang, and plays well in divisional games.
O'Grodnik with a shot just wide, missing the far post. Shanahan sends it across to Sundstrom. Weinrich playing it down the boards. Randy Moeller back for it. 13:45 to go in the third. 3-2, Rangers leading it. Ryan Mullen behind O'Grodnik and down the boards. Weinrich has it. For checking is Mullen. Hit the referee, Maroueli. Kissio trying to keep it in, and it's kicked out of the zone. Rangers recover.
Devils going with 6 defensemen, a lot more than what they did Saturday night in Toronto. Almoline and Weinrich as a pair here. They were never on the ice as a pair in that other game.
Mullen with a shot stopped by Burke. The rebound is underneath Burke. Again, a tough carom out of the corner. Mullen did a great job coming away with the puck. And Burke almost got beaten on a sharp angle shot.
Then he had to recover to make another save from the other side. You see the puck goes to Burke, and he lets the rebound get away from him. And the Rangers battle and battle. O'Grodnik had to really reach back there to get the second shot. He does a pretty good job of it. There's Mullen as he battles everybody in the corner and wins the battle. Now watch how O'Grodnik has to reach back and still was able to shuffle the shot towards Burke. Mullen with good work. He had 2 Devils on him, yet Mullen was able to work the puck free and set up the shot on goal.
13-13 remaining here in the third period. Rangers have taken the lead on the goal by Kelly Kissio. Here's Rochefort with a shot. Got through, but wide of the net. Greshner against Podubny. Dahlin battling two Devils, Podubny and Kasatonov. Turcotte moves in. Works free, and the Devils have it. Fetisov. Now it's Muller. Oh, is he hit by Greshner? Cross the line, Podubny. Podubny against Turcotte with a shot. Save Van Beesbroek.
Muller's hurting. He goes down to the Devils bench. He's not moving his left arm, as you see.
Kasatonov with a puck. Deflected by Dahlin. Rangers have to get onside. Kasatonov takes the puck. Maley knocked out, knocked away by Hardy. Dahlin has it. Lead is for Chris King, who's moving in. King fakes, and it slides off his stick. Fetisov takes it back. King is taken down behind the play.
King was hammered.
McLean leaving it for Maley. Save Van Beesbroek with a blocker, and it's in the crowd.
And King had to break, and it was a great checking job by Kasatonov to not allow the shot. And then King was turning, and Marawelli was right there, and King got, I'm telling you, this time it was at 3:39 on time. Maley said hello and good night. What a check.
Chris King, he was arguing for a penalty.
Well,
let's see these hits here.
He takes a share of penalties. That time he should have. And here's Muller. Now watch Muller turn in the ice towards the middle, and there's Greshner meeting him with his hip with a good check on Kirk Muller as he turned towards the middle of the ice. And he went to the bench immediately holding his left arm.
He's still in pain.
Yes, you see the grimace on his face. And it looks like he may be moving towards, well, he's going to go behind the bench there so the trainer can work with him a little bit.
Rangers able to work it out of the zone. Devils sending it back in. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the third period. Rangers leading 3-2.
I'm going to say Chris King takes a lot of penalties, but that time he should have drawn one as he got hammered by Maley.
Gary Wilson centering in front all the way through. Millette was tied up by Driver. Patrick coming down to play it around the boards. Danico takes it away. Danico moves away with it. Up the middle of Crowder. Now it's Brendan Shanahan, and Hardy breaks up the play. Now it's Driver. To Danico. Hardy knocks to the side. Lead for Wilson. Wilson moves in with Nichols. Wilson for Nichols. It's deflected by Driver. And Danico comes the other way. Now Bruce Driver down the middle. Pass out of the zone. A bad pass, and Moeller has it.
And Moeller helped make that pass go wide or outside the zone as he helped trying to break up the play.
Hardy drives it on goal. Gloved by Burke. Devils move up ice. 11 minutes to go. Third period. Rangers leading 3-2. Patrick Sundstrom lost it. Leach sends it the other way off the stick of Erickson. Shanahan touches it back to Albaline. Now Sundstrom has it knocked away by Lindy Ruff. Offside. Bernie Nichols going in ahead of the play. A little pushing and shoving with Tommy Albaline.
Albaline was hooking at Nichols as Nichols was trying to back check and get back into the play. And they were pushing and shoving at one another during this entire shift. As things really heat up here now between the two clubs.
10:45 left in the third.
So Jansen's opposite Sundstrom, Ruff opposite Turgeon, and on the other side, now Ojanen's there as John Erickson is on the ice.
Eric Weinrich sending it in around the boards. This will be an icing. Moeller gets to it, makes the touch. Weinrich was astride from the red line. I'll never understand that, John, how guys can get a stride and a half from the red line and send it in, get called for icing. One more stride.
That's right. A lot of times officials will wave that and not call it icing. Here, you see the linesman doing a pretty good job calling everything. Sundstrom now has Ojanen on the left side in place of Shanahan, who had been there earlier. There's the icing call as Moeller got to the puck first. Or did he? Sundstrom was upset, thinking he was the first man to the puck. That was a close play.
There was a phantom touch. Sean Burke, 16 saves in the game, but as John mentioned, only one win in his last 8.
Devils will have to change their lines if Muller can't come back and play. I imagine Podubny will have to go to center ice instead of playing on the left wing, and that's why Ojanen now has moved here. with this line, and Shanahan changes lines.
Janssens and Sundstrom for the face-off. Rossiker setting them. Rangers control. Leach moving down the slot. It was blocked. Moved aside by Albeline, and Weinrich has it. Albeline forechecking his Janssens. Turgeon trying to clear the zone. Didn't do it. Erickson keeping it in. And Albeline tries the other route. Albeline carrying, coming down to the midway point of the third period. The lead is for Turgeon. Moving in against Leach. Turgeon centering. The shot blocked. Good play by Moeller. And Ruff able to force it out of the zone. Janssens picks it up. Under 10 minutes to go in the third. Rangers 3, Devils 2, 9:45 left. Kasatonov ties up Erickson. Ojanen is there.
Muller's back on the ice, Sam, as he didn't miss much ice time after that big check by Greshner.
Roger Nielsen looking on as his team involved in another one-goal game, leading 3-2. Kissio in the corner, lost it. Kasatonov has it. Up the boards, Kirk Muller. Pass deflected off the Keesaw, or rather off the Dubny, and sent the other way. This will be an icing. And play stops with 9:15 to go in the third period. Look at Alexei Kasatonov. The Rangers got 2 power play goals early. They had a 5-on-3, and Nichols scored. Then following that, a 5-on-4, and Dahlin scored. Kelly Kissio with the go-ahead goal here in the third period. Devils, John McClain, a shorthanded goal. Brendan Shanahan, a power shoot.
See Muller not taking the face-off here. Podubny is. Podubny National Center, but you wonder if Muller hurt his left arm in that collision. Maybe that would affect his abilities to win the face-off.
Muller moving down with the puck and taking the shot. A save, Van Beesbrook. The rebound moved aside. Patrick being tied up by McClain, but the Rangers able to clear the zone.
Didn't affect Muller's ability to shoot the puck.
No.
Fine blast.
John McClain picks up the puck. Gave it away. Kissio moves back in against Kasatonov. Into the corner. Mullen gets to it. Fetisov on him. Now it's Ogrodnik. Burke plays it. Kissio was taken down. Yells to the referee Maruelli for a call, but Maruelli's letting him play here in the third. Hardy sending it back in. Rangers have to get onside. But Dubny almost lost it. Now it's McClain. Hardy breaking it up at the line. And the Devils are offside, and play stops with 8:19 to go in the third period.
And the shot is starting to tighten up here. 25-19 in favor of New Jersey. The Rangers ahead by 1, 3-2 with 8:10 remaining here in the third.
One more game between these two teams in regular season play following this one. Turgeon along the board, playing it down around the board. Sundstrom didn't see it. Greshner gets there. Shanahan's back to the point. Danico, big drive, deflects across. Driver reaching for it, kicked away by King. Turcotte comes out with Erickson. Joined by King 3-on-2. King across. Lost control. Ridden down. There's the penalty. Danico says, what? King drew it there. Holding is the call.
Chris King will go wide on Ken Danico, and watch Danico's left arm. It's loose already. He then reaches around and catches King around the throat. Knocked him down. So Chris King does his job. Doesn't get to play on the power play. Ken Danico is not happy at all. His team trailing by a goal, only 7:43 remaining. But King gets on the ice and does his job.
Rangers' 6th power play of the game. They're 2 for 5. Scored on the first 2. On the last 2 power plays, they have not had a shot on goal.
I don't think you'll see Nichols play the point on this power play with his team having the 1-goal lead.
You're right. It's Nichols, Dahlin, and Wilson up front with Leach and Patrick at the points, and the Devils try to clear. Patrick keeping it in. Nichols to Wilson. Back to Nichols. Pass deflects across. Leach keeps it in. Good play. Wilson turns. Wilson being badgered by Doug Brown. Patrick down the boards. Gets it back from Nichols. Sets up Leach for the shot. Saved by Burke. Rebound. Fetisov's got it. Tries to clear and does. Leach stops it in center. Forechecking Doug Brown. Dolan tipping it to Nichols. Lead for Wilson. Cross the line with Patrick. Wilson take it out of the play. Tried to draw a penalty. Nothing called. And the puck cleared out. 1:10 to go in the power play for the Rangers. 6:50 to go in the third period. Here comes Wilson. The Kaprizov over. The shot high and wide. Nichols back to Wilson. Now Nichols along the boards. Goes to Patrick, but it's out of the zone. Brook and Brown, the Kaprizov and Kasatonov on for the Devils.
Kerry Wilson just took a retaliation penalty on Fetisov. He didn't catch him with a full slash and held up a little bit, but the intent was there. And the Devils will try to knock some time off the clock here as they're killing this penalty. They have the extra attacker on to even it up. But the longer they kill here, the longer their power play will be. There they go. They knocked about 10 extra seconds off, and Kerry Wilson,
bad penalty,
will take the penalty right. It was right at the blue line. Fetisov finished off the check. Wilson turned around, tried to swing a stick at Fetisov, held up somewhat, but the intent was there. Marawelli hands out the penalty to Kerry Wilson. Islanders have lost their last couple of games. First place is wide open for just about any team in this division. And the Rangers and every other team need every point they can garner to head towards that position.
Wilson for slashing at 13:47. The Devils will be on their third power play of the game when it begins in 20 seconds. They're skating for a side right now. Podubny moving across against Rochefort. Rochefort blocking him. Podubny knocked away by Kisios. Here comes Driver with a shot blocked. Rebound, save, and into the corner it goes. And a good save by Van Beesbroek. The other way the Rangers move. Kissio with it. Offside. Rochefort went in ahead of the play as Kissio stick handled at the line. Now the Devils are on the power play with 5:42 to go in the third period.
Nice ovation here by the fans of Van Beesbroek. That was a big save. The types of saves you need from goaltenders when you have a one-goal lead and time winding down. Look at the shot right here. Walter Podubny gets the shot at Van Beesbroek. Talk about a kick save. That was a kick save right there. And a big one. 1:29 remaining for the Devils on their power play here.
Sundstrom set to take the face-off. Sundstrom on with Shanahan and McLean, Albaline and Driver. Rangers with Hardy, Patrick, Janssens, and Eriksson. Janssens wins the draw. Patrick trying to move away from Shanahan, sends it all the way down. 1:20 to go in the power play. 5.5 minutes to go in the third period. Rangers leading 3-2. Patrick Sundstrom moves in. Hardy is there. Around the boards for McLean. He bumps with Patrick. Sundstrom's got the puck. Now Driver. McLean, open man with Shanahan. Nobody saw him. Driver to McLean. Shanahan down low against Hardy. Pass across. Hit by Hardy. Good play. Rangers can't clear it. Sundstrom keeping it in. Shanahan along the board. Sundstrom tied up by Eriksson. Good hit on Eriksson. Janssens tries to clear it. Blocked by Albaline. Rangers try to work it free. Devils unable to keep it in. Rangers able to clear. 35 seconds to go in Wilson's penalty.
You mentioned good play by Hardy to tip the pass. Before that, he leveled Shanahan. That was two good plays within about a second apart.
Shanahan looking. Back to Albaline. Toward the net. Save Van Beesbroek. And he holds on as he's run into with 22 seconds to go in the Devils' power play.
Van Beesbroek thinking there might be a deflection on the play, went to his side, but kept his catching hand above his goal pad. And that's where the puck went, I believe, on this point shot. You'll see Van Beesbroek go to his side, both pads are stacked, and his hand is up. And that's where the puck hit. As Leach then got back to his man, and Moeller has his man.
John Van Beesbroek checks the clock. 4:35 remaining in the third period. He's made 25 saves. Kissio and Muller for the draw. Muller, Turgeon, Podubny, Fetisov, and Kasatonov on for the Devils. Kissio wins the draw. Big win. Muller moves it around the board. Kasatonov keeps it in. Podubny missed it. Muller gets it to Mullen. And he's able to clear. That should just about do it for the Devils' power play. Muller leading Fetisov. 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. Fetisov is in the zone. Shot to Muller. And it's knocked away by Rochefort. Wilson is back on. Teams at full strength. Kissio tried to break past Podubny, but couldn't do it. Taken back by Wilson. Lead from Mullen. Mullen, nice move around Kasatonov. He shoots wide. Just under 4 minutes to go in regulation time. Rangers 3, Devils 2. Mullen stopping Podubny. Muller lost his stick. Ruff ran into Podubny, and also Brian Mullen, I believe, shaken up on the play.
In that collision, it looked like Podubny grabbed a hold of Lindy Ruff. Brian Mullen appears to be all right. That little guy is happy. He's had more airtime than half the players. Having a great time here.
Loose in the circle. Now along the boards. Bob Brook goes back for Danico off his stick and out of the zone. Nichols, King, and Ruff on for the Rangers with Hardy and Patrick. Brook, Maley, and Ojanen with Danico and Driver for the Devils. 3:25 to go in the third period. Rangers leading 3-2. The go-ahead goal by Kelly Kissio here in the third. Brook gets into the zone. Maley heads for the net. The shot blocked by Patrick. Maley centers, and it's tipped wide. Nichols moves it up the boards. Ruff ties up Driver, but Driver one-hands it ahead. Patrick, checked by Ojanen, gave it away, saved by Van Beesbrook. Another saver. Here's Danico, fanning on the shot. Rangers come out 3-on-2. Nichols, lead for Ruff, broken up by Driver. Maley takes it back. Moeller is there to block it. 2:45 to go in the third. Up the boards. Kept in by the Devils. Maley centering. Now Brook takes it off the board.
Oh, boy.
Whistle stops play. Ruff and Driver going at it.
Driver just chopped Lindy Ruff with a stick right across the arms up high. I mean, a real chop. And I don't know if they're both trying to get penalties or just Driver. Driver's been mean with a stick all game long.
Looks like only Driver.
This was some chop. I mean, 2:38 remaining, and he just chopped him. And Lindy Ruff was going to go right back at him and start a fight, and then caught himself.
Well, we talked about Wilson for the Rangers, and here's Driver doing the exact same thing for the Devils.
See, Lindy Ruff is standing in front of Driver there. As the puck went in and wide of Van Beesbrook, but there was a chop right across the arms. Here we'll see is they battled along the boards here, Ruff and Driver. And Driver was able to keep the puck in. Now, Patrick here tried a little finesse play to hit Chris King with a pass, and it didn't work. Ojanen was there, and Van Beesbrook was alert to make the save.
Driver for high sticking at 17:22. A bad penalty taken by Bruce Driver with just 2:38 remaining in regulation time. The Rangers with a 1-goal lead, and now the Devils with time winding down. Most of the remaining time in regulation time, they'll be down a man.
Now, two of the forwards killing the penalty here. The Devils' two forwards, Sundstrom and McLean, they were the pair that got together for the shorthanded goal earlier in the game.
Helped turn it around after the Rangers had jumped to a 2-0 lead. Sundstrom in deep forechecking. Rangers have Leach, Rochefort playing back on defense on this power play. Kissio, Mullen, Ogrodnik up front. Devils with Kasatonov. Fetisov has got the puck now, lost it to Ogrodnik. Mullen back to Rochefort. Now Leach. Mullen goes to get it. And Burke stops at side of the net. 2:10 remaining in regulation time. 1:32 to go on the Rangers power play. For the Rangers, this is their 7th power play of the game. They are 2 for 6.
Now with the last 28 seconds of play, it allowed James Patrick to get a rest on the bench. He comes on the ice now, and Rochefort heads back.
Devils send out Brook with Doug Brown. Kasatonov and Fetisov stay on. Burke and Fetisov speaking. Fetisov has learned English and can communicate. Kasatonov can barely speak any English. A lot of hand signs. The coach is looking on here in this very important Patrick Division game. These two teams meet again for the last time in the regular season, March 29th at the Meadowlands. Play along the boards. Patrick's got it. Back to Kissio. Now to Leach. With Ruby, shoots, save, rebound. Ogrodnik went wide. Bounces off the corner boards again out in front. Leach keeps it in. Mullen with the puck. Checked by Brown. Back to the point to Leach. Now to Mullen. Down low. Kissio off his stick. He recovers. Ogrodnik. Back for Kissio. Mullen checked by Kasatonov. 1 minute to go on the power play. 1:35 to go in regulation time. In front, Burke with a beautiful poke check. Here's Patrick looking. Feed across. Mullen tripped up. Mullins plays it around the boards. Ogrodnik tied up by Kasatonov. Fetisov trying to work it free. Now Burke stops it side of the net. 42 seconds remaining in the power play. More importantly, only 1:20 remaining in regulation time.
Kasatonov and Fetisov have been worked. It's been a tough stretch for the Devils. 3 games in 3.5 days. And those two defensemen get a lot of ice time. Pretty good job killing this penalty. As the Rangers move the puck quickly, the closest chance was when Burke was able to use his goal stick to intercept the pass going in front. The Rangers now put Lindy Ruff up front and Jan Eriksson, which is smart, Sam. I mean, it's nice to have the power play and it's nice to have a man advantage, but they have the 1-goal lead with only 1:20 remaining. And timeout has now been called by the Devils.
1:20 remaining. Leach tried to move it ahead. It was deflected up into the crowd with 1:15 now left in regulation time. Rangers win the draw. McLean with a steal, and he comes down by himself. Rangers take him out. Penalty call. Nichols will go. McLean threw the penalty.
Yes, he did. Smart play. He cut over the blue line. Nichols wrapped one arm around him, and McLean helped draw the penalty by going down. Now, this gets variant. 1:06 remaining in the third. 28 seconds left in driver's minor, and then the Devils will have a power play. And if they pull their goaltender, a 2-man advantage. So it looked pretty cozy for the Rangers. Now it gets interesting. Now watch McLean's legs here.
That's a penalty.
Yes, it is. Nichols put his arm around him. McLean went down. Nichols appeals. There's no doubt. Holding, I suspect, was a call, was it?
You got it. Rangers leading 3-2. That's the time remaining in the third period.
Burke now backs up to just be outside of the top of the crease, so I'm not sure what the plan is.
Rangers wind up 2 for 7 on the power play. Devils will get their 4th power play when Driver returns. Skating 4 aside. Kissio, Mullen, Hardy, and Patrick for the Rangers. Shanahan, Muller, Sundstrom, and Fetisov for the Devils. 2-on-1. Patrick and Kissio. Patrick shot is stopped by Burke. Less than a minute to go in regulation time. Devils move down. Muller with the puck. And center for Sundstrom. Save Van Beesbroek. 45 seconds to go in regulation time. Rangers able to clear the zone. Devils get the power play in 3 seconds. Shanahan across to Fetisov. Driver is on. Devils a man advantage. Rangers steal the puck. Try to clear it. Blocked. Now it's Muller. Devils stand is empty. Centering pass deflected. Shot toward the net is stopped. Rebound is loose. A lot of holding going on in front. Sundstrom shot. Smothered by Van Beesbroek in the crease.
Oh boy, that puck was loose. That puck was loose. Whistle was blowing. It was loose, but it was hidden from view for Marawelli. Marawelli's on the far side of the ice. The puck was on the near side of Van Beesbroek, and it was loose. Shanahan appealed, but the whistle did sound. The goaltender, Sean Burke, never went to the bench until the Devils had the extra attacker, and then with Burke going to the bench, it's a 2-man advantage. And the Devils, close, very, very close, very reminiscent of the game Friday night in New Jersey. A 2-1 Ranger win. The Devils came close late. You'll see Van Beesbroek go down here. Patrick has a hold of somebody's stick in front. That's Shanahan. Now watch Shanahan get loose and go to the net. And the puck is still loose, but the whistle is now sounding, and that puck hit the toe of Van Beesbroek's pad and the goalpost. Marawelli had the puck hidden from his view, and his job is to blow the whistle.
19 seconds remaining. Rangers leading 3-2. John Van Beesbroek with another stellar performance. 38 to make that 28 saves in the game. Sean Burke, 19 saves. But the go-ahead goal by Kelly Kissio early in the third. The fans here at the Garden on their feet as the Rangers look to tie for first place.
Devils go with 5 forwards, and Fetisov is a defenseman.
Jansen's for the face-off. Loose. Back to the point. Fetisov fakes. Here's the shot. Deflected in the corner. Turgeon with a puck. 12 seconds to go. Turgeon centers. Save Van Beesbroek. Muller shoots. He scores! He scores with 7 seconds to go. Kurt Muller has done it again to the Rangers. Kurt Muller knew he
had to go high with a shot. The Devils controlled the draw. Van Beesbroek made one big save, but was down after he made the save. Muller whirled around and knew he had to go high and did. And he put that shot, what appeared to be just under the crossbar. A smart play by Fetisov to fake a shot originally, and then Eriksson blocked the shot, yet with the Devils having 2 extra men in the Rangers zone, here's the blocked shot. Now watch the Devils go after the loose puck. There'll be one big save in front by Van Beesbroek. Muller will get the goal. He's being checked. He now releases as all the Rangers are looking to one side of the ice. See Van Beesbroek down? There's Muller underneath the crossbar with a big shot. What a shot by Muller. Give him credit. And the Rangers will all go after the man with the puck here. Look at them all. Look over on this side. Muller's alone now. Credit him with a great shot. A great shot. One of the Rangers, I believe that's Rochefort, was down on the ice to take away the low shot. Muller went high with it, and we're tied at 3.
25th goal of the season, and Muller did this to the Rangers earlier this season when he scored the game-tying goal late in regulation time and then beat the Rangers in overtime. And so the Rangers, who were just seconds away from a victory that would have tied them for first place in the Patrick Division, will go to overtime with the Devils, who have come back to tie it 3-3. We'll be right back. They capitalized in overtime. The Devils 3-3-7, and one of those wins against the Rangers. The Rangers 1-2-10. Their only win was against the Flyers here at Madison Square Garden. Here we go. Rangers with Kissio, Mullen, Ogrodnik, Moeller, and Leach. And the Devils with Weinrich, Driver, Sundstrom, Turgeon, Luce. The shot went wide. Burke was trapped out of the net. Called for a penalty for Maruelli. And Ogrodnik had an open net and missed it wide. Turgeon comes down, save made, rebound, and Beesbroek stops Shanahan.
All right, the teams are going for it here as overtime starts. And Kissio pushed the defenseman, I believe Weinrich, right into the goaltender, Burke, and knocked him down. He then went and got the puck and fed Ogrodnik, who was rushed but missed the net, a wide open net. You'll see Kissio move down here. Weinrich will try and pick him. And you see Kissio say, get out of my way, and he pushes everybody down. Now he finds Ogrodnik, and from a bad angle, Ogrodnik couldn't hit the yawning open net. At the other end of the ice surface, the Devils came right back, and you'll see them get a couple of shots from bad angles. Here's the first one by Turgeon, a left-handed shot. In comes Shanahan, and Sundstrom is marked very nicely by Ogrodnik, and he couldn't get the third shot.
They've only played 21 seconds of overtime.
Big goal.
Kissio and Muller for the faceoff. Muller on with McLean and Podupny. Devils control. The Fetisov moves it down low. Muller wraps up by Kissio. Muller trying to get free. On the board, Kapitanov with a sharp shot that's knocked down. Kapitanov plays it around the board. Kissio there to intercept. Give it away. McLean with a shot deflected behind the net. Hardy moves it along. Tries to get free and does. Hooked from behind by Muller. And Hardy able to clear the zone.
Podupny's rolling in pain in the Rangers zone after that collision along the boards. And it looks like he's trying to hold his knee. I may be wrong. Yes, his right knee. Walter Podupny has had knee problems in the past, and he was writhing in pain after the collision along the boards. And this just doesn't look very good at all.
This has been a forgettable season for Walt Podupny. He came for the Devils with high hopes, hoping to give them a lot of offense coming from Quebec. And back problems have taken him out of the lineup for a good portion of this season. And now getting a chance to play regularly. He's missed more than half the season.
The Kissio-Podupny collision here along the board as they went down. It looks like Podupny's leg was caught underneath as the two players went down. Here's the collision. Look at Podupny's right leg as he gets caught up. The stick is also in there, but they fell down, and the weight all went down on Podupny's right leg. He, by the way, had sprained his left knee back in October of '88. It's the only one that I really remember. I thought he had a more serious injury with the Rangers. I may be wrong on that.
No, I don't think so.
He's had different injuries, of course. He's had a broken ankle, an infected foot, a concussion, broken nose and 20 stitches, injured hip, broken thumb.
For the Rangers, Johnny, he hardly missed any time at all in the 2 seasons. He played 75 games and 77 games.
Right.
The Dubney being helped off, trying to put some weight on that right leg. Hopefully it was, maybe he only banged it on the ice.
The weight of both players, his own weight plus Kissio's weight, they all went down off the Dubney, who was in an awkward position. Dr. Martin Issenson is in the hallway on the right there, trying to help out the Dubney, and I'm sure we'll examine him right away. Chris Nyland, by the way, had an MRI test yesterday, a test where you go into a big circular hole and they do an X-ray, a series of X-rays on your whichever part of your body that's being checked, and they did his knee and found out that he has a few torn fibers on the ligament in the knee. Not real bad. It's something that Chris should be able to come back from. We wish him well with that. Right? On crutches and wearing a splint on the knee to make sure he doesn't put any pressure on the knee that's not warranted.
Rangers send out Nichols, Millette, and Wilson with Hardy and Patrick. Still 4 minutes remaining in overtime. Fetisov to Kasatonov. Out in center. Millette banging it back in. Burke stops it for Fetisov. Big hit by Wilson on Fetisov. Millette with a bump in center. Muller across the line against Patrick. Wilson takes out Muller. Patrick looking for it. Millette with a hit.
The Rangers being very aggressive here. And there's another check after the whistle. The first hit was thrown by Kerry Wilson on Fetisov. And then Millette on Ojanen. And Ojanen went back at Millette. And then Millette was another check along the boards. And then somebody skated into him. So lots of aggressive play here. And Merrill Willie had let the majority of the aggressive play go in the third period until 2 calls late. Watch Wilson catch Fetisov up high. Leading with the elbow. That's an elbow to the face.
Yeah.
As Fetisov was railroaded on the play again. Now we'll watch the end of this play as you'll see some hitting along the boards here. Millette will move in and hit Kasatonov, I believe. Yes, Kasatonov, he got ready for it, right? Now in comes protection. In comes McLean, I believe. There's lots of bodies flying. Very intense game. The stick's up high. Yes, that was McLean that came in at Millette at the end of the play.
Well, Fetisov has taken a lot of physical punishment this season.
Those two play well together, Fetisov and Kasatonov. And they'll get better here as the stretch run becomes part of the game, and it's winding down now, isn't it?
They've buried their personal differences on the ice, that's for sure.
On the ice, yeah, they still don't talk outright, so they just simply don't like one another.
And Eisner waved off, and that prompted the roar from the crowd.
They're talking their native language to one another now on the ice surface anyway. So I think it's a smart move to leave together.
3:15 to go in overtime as Van Beesbrook leaves it for Patrick. Patrick and Hardy have been on quite a while. We've had some stoppages, but they've stayed on. Hardy carrying the puck, sending it in. Now Greshner has come on for the Rangers. Shanahan bumped by Ruff. Erickson has the puck, has some room to maneuver. Centers, and it's blocked by Driver. Greshner keeps it in. Around the boards. Weinrich holding up Erickson. Ruff plays it near corner. He's hit there by Driver in the net. Knocked off. His chances are taken in by Shanahan. And they've decided to go at it a little bit here. Oh, big left by Jansen. Oh, man. And he's going against one tough guy in Shanahan.
Shanahan is tough, but Jansen lands the biggest punch of that melee, and that was the left. It seemed to drop Shanahan really, you see his temper. He went back at Mark Jansen, who was held down by the linesman.
See, this stuff only leads to injury when you start going like that.
You see McCourt, the linesman, he has the bandage from the King Horacek scrap in Philadelphia. Shanahan's now done. 2:47 remaining. Jansen's now done. And he will go to the Rangers locker room. They both were going at one another. And you see Shanahan trying to get loose. And you'll see Jansen switch hands here. It's a pretty smart thing to do. And there's the left. Woo-hoo-hoo. And down went Shanahan with that left.
All right, things settle down. 2:47 to go. Now the intensity is
divisional games. Yeah, they get that way. Last night, Hartford Buffalo, it went on and on and on. And in one sequence of events last night, after the whistle sounded, Sidorkovich, the goalie, tripped Foligno. Foligno got back up to go at the goalie, and Scott Young, who was standing there, had to get in the way. So Scott Young and Foligno dropped the glove. Foligno hit him with a left that opened up his cheek. It was just a nasty thing.
Kissio, Grodnick, and Mullen on the ice for the Rangers with Rochefort and Greshner. Driver sends it around. Off the stick of Mullen. Greshner keeps it in. Driver missed it. Weinrich plays it. Up the boards. Devils come out. Here's the lead. Bailey coming down the middle. It's Muller. Excuse me. Muller behind the back for McLean off his stick. Rangers lift it clear. Kissio gets there and it's taken back by Driver. Broken up by Kissio. Pushes it toward Grodnick. Now Kissio, 3-on-1 across. Here's Mullen to Kissio. Stopped by Burke. And the Devils come the other way. Muller across the line with McLean. Greshner is there. The shot stopped by Van Beesbrook. Rebound. Hit the post. Hit the post. And Mullen sends O'Grodnick out. 2-on-1 across the line. O'Grodnick shoots. Saved by Burke.
Oh, what action.
1:50 to go, and play is stopped as the puck was touched with a high stick.
And the Devils say the puck was in. Kasatonov, the defenseman, was way up on the play. He was saying, it's in, it's in. Maruelli was right on the goal line saying, no, it wasn't. And the Rangers broke back the other way. And as they broke back the other way, O'Grodnick was thinking pass. He didn't make the pass. What a shot. And Burke the save. That puck, I tell you, Sam, it looked suspicious. Man. That was close, very close. Cuniff now trying to get the attention and to find out what's going on. We'll take a look at this. As the rebound got away from Van Beesbrook, the second man, there's McLean with the shot. That puck went off the goalpost and off the crossbar. Very, very close.
Did not go in.
Very close. Off the goalpost and crossbar. That's why it looks strange.
Bing, bing.
Bing, bing.
Hit two posts, the post and the crossbar. And the goal judge, of course, did not turn on the light because the puck did not go in the net.
He's seen some great, great overtime action here in this one. This has been an entertaining game from start to finish.
Moeller sending it in. 3-3 to score. Rangers led 2-0. Devils came back to tie it. Rangers led 3-2, and the Devils tied it with 7 seconds left in regulation time. Here comes Bernie Nichols. Nichols waiting for help. And the puck taken away before help could arrive. Moeller. Erickson sends it in. 1:20 remaining in overtime. Fetisov. Pass Bob Brook. Leach takes it. And Fetisov with Nichols all over him. Fetisov goes down. Erickson gets to it. He's tied up. Fetisov looking for it. Works it free. Kasatonov sends it across. Here comes Kirk Muller. Muller hook. Slows down. 1 minute to go in the game. Muller winds up his shot. Tipped by Leach. And goes over the glass into the crowd. 57 seconds to go in overtime. And the captain, who has burned the New York Rangers repeatedly with key goals, has come through. All right, let's see one more time.
And there's the shot. Post, and then up. Puck disappears. I mean, that's why I said it looked suspicious. It looked like the puck disappeared there, then came back out.
I think it's turned.
Physically impossible.
John, it turns so that the puck is sideways and then comes up, hits the post, and out.
It makes you wonder where the puck has gone after it's disappeared. But it did not go in. The net never bulged at all. And right away after the goalpost and crossbar were hit, here came the Rangers. And this is a play where Kissio tried to score. That was earlier in the overtime, just as the overtime started.
Nichols, Dahlin, and Kissio scored for the Rangers. McLean, Shanahan, and Muller for the Devils. Backhander by McLean is blocked. Moving in. Save Van Beesbrook. Holds it side of the net. 44 seconds remaining. On McLean with 31 goals on the season. Looking for the game winner here. The Devils trying to break a 4-game winless streak. A very important game for them as they have been sliding over the last couple of weeks.
With Jansen gone, you would think Kissio will take all the defensive draws if they're needed.
Kissio against Sundstrom. Sundstrom places Weinrich at the point. See the time remaining. Loose, and a shot by Muller is gloved by Van Beesbrook.
He snapped it or what? Kirk Muller finds a way to find the puck. And in doing so, continues to get some chances. There's a loose puck here off the draw. And he was the first one to it. Snapped the shot up high on Van Beesbrook. See the puck here. It's kind of a neutralized face-off. Hardy went by the puck. And Muller just snapped it.
Devils have 5 shots on goal here in overtime. Rangers have 2. Sundstrom wins another face-off. McLean turns his soft shot, stopped by Van Beesbrook. Mullen plays it off the boards, down the ice. McLean goes back for it, less than half a minute to go. McLean checked by Kissio. Driver has the puck. Pass Muller. Patrick has it back. Rangers have to get onside. And they do. Trying to take it away. Kissio does. Mullen shoots. Score! Score! And the Rangers win!